Hello, comrades. Welcome back to Workers and Resources. Never forget the resources. Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Little Bit of Potato. Thank you very much to everyone who let me know that there was some shenanigans going on here. And I'm not exactly entirely sure how this was able to occur. There is a stuck train here, and yeah, this is a little funky one. Let's turn you around. There we go, and just send you back to the customs house, and we'll let this train come through here. Yeah, this is a strange one. This is a strange one. I think that we can actually rectify this by just sticking in. I think it's a chain signal. Yeah, if we stick in a chain signal here, then that should fix things according to my highly limited calculations. But there we go. Anyway, yes, Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic. How are we doing? We're doing pretty good. Oh my lordy, look at the sheer number of tourists that we're bringing in. That's nothing to sniff at. That is nothing to sniff at all. We're not taking any tourists away. We're bringing more tourists in by the boatload. This is great. This is really, really, really good. A couple of things that I want to do over the course of this episode as a priority. Work on our construction capability. What are you doing, friend? Hold on. Let's, maybe this is the wrong type of signal. Let's put, this in here, and then let's stick that in there. Yeah. So does that work? Brilliant. It does. Perfect. So that's what we needed. We just needed an intermediate, or an intermediary, signal, which is wonderful. Okay, let's hope that that makes a little bit of a difference going forward, but we'll have to wait and see. It's also October, so we may very well be in somewhat of a chilly zone at some point soon, but that's fine. Okay. Anyway, this is looking real nice. We are ready to unload tourists pretty regularly, I hope. That's kind of the dream. And that's one of the tourism trains as well, so it's great that we've now got this all sorted. Wonderful. What do you know? That's fixed the entire setup. And dare I suggest that there are probably a large number of motor cars. Oh my lordy, there are a large number of motor cars that are waiting to get picked up here. Okay, I guess that kind of explains where a few of our rubles were going, but that's not a problem at all. We are basically done with this airplane production line, which is kind of ridiculously bonkers, actually. Are we out of bricks? We are out of bricks, which is somewhat of a conundrum, but also not a huge problem. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of bits and bobs, couple of bits and bobs that we're going to need to work out over the course of this episode. I mean, if there wasn't, it wouldn't make for a very entertaining series, would it? But no, we will work out the bits and bobs as we go. We probably want to tweak nuclear stuff, at least somewhat this episode, just to sort of make it flow a little bit better. Dare I suggest we want to suggest the export routes. As a project, I think that is something that we do want to do. However, I am very, very keen to get this area up and running basically as quickly as I possibly can. And to be honest, I think we just need to keep on expanding. I think we need to just add to the list of storage facilities that we have here. And we should look to see if we can maybe grab probably like, what, 4 additional open storages or something in that region. I'm not going to auto-build these because, frankly, I don't think that it's going to be necessary. But we'll do something like this, and we will just let the video game go with it. This is quite important because I do think that we are going to be requiring. No, you don't want to link up over there. That's fine, I guess. That's cool. Sure, we can link that up for the sake of it, I guess. Yeah. Okay, that's looking grand. And so this is going to be bricks, boards, steel, and the other thing. Bricks, boards. Oh God, what is it? What is it? How can I not know that after X number of hours? Prefab panels, that's what it is. I knew it was something. Anyway, it would be great. It would be great to have like a full open storage of each and every one of these resources, because as you can see, the problem with building this airplane production line is the fact that we just don't have enough bricks. Is that we just need way more bricks, and the bricks need to be delivered to here first, and they need to come in on the back of road vehicles, which is fine, you know, but it's just taking a fairly considerable period of time to actually get the bricks over here. But it'll happen. It'll happen in due course. It'll happen in time. Yeah, I'm not too displeased with that. Not at all. Also, I think at one point I was gonna upgrade this bypass route here. I was gonna upgrade this road to be not terrible. Oh yeah, I could use the upgrade tool. Oh, what is it? Yeah, this one. There we go. Queue that up and queue that up too. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll queue that up, and that should mean that this is gonna be a slightly quicker route around the center of town. Maybe I really don't know if it's gonna make altogether too much of a difference, but we'll see. We'll see in due course, I suppose. The other thing that I want to sort of think about is rubles. I know I've chatted about the fact that I could divert steel. I could divert... Ooh. Rubles. Rubles. How are we doing for coal? If we are okay for coal ore... Okay, we're not okay for coal ore. I was going to say, if we are okay for coal ore, then I will probably just sell this boat, but... That seems like a pretty stupid idea. Why are we not okay for coal ore, amigo? What? What's going on? Excuse me? Okay, well, this helicopter needs to get fixed for sure. We can go back here and set up a route there. And that maybe fixes some things, but doesn't fix anything else. What the heck? Why are these all empty? They don't seem to want to land. Okay, you do want to land. Excellent. There's some shenanigans going on here, and I'm not exactly sure why. Yeah, this is a funky one. Is this the helicopter that I just set? I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on here. Let me have a little look at the line, please. It's set to load people normally. This is very, very weird. This is very, very weird. Like, none of the workers want to get picked up. I almost wonder if it's because this facility burnt down in a fire. I suspect that that's what it is. Because just none of the workers are being picked up. It's awfully, awfully strange. Okay. Destroy this. Destroy this. Destroy this. And we're just going to have to rebuild it. We have no choice. We have no choice in the matter. We are obliged to. We are obligated to. It is necessary under some convention or something. I don't know. And we will auto-build this as well. Let's do... this. Come on. Oh my goodness, we don't have all day here. There we go. Looking good. Cracking. Fantastic. That's definitely a connection. Absolutely categorically is a connection. We're going to have to reset the particle accelerator. We're going to have to reconfigure the mainframe. But hopefully we can manage. Okay. Alright, let's go back and have a little look at this vehicle. So, according to my calculations, there are people waiting. You didn't seem to You didn't seem to do what I told you to do. This is so peculiar. Go to the depot? Go to the depot? And you go to the depot as well. I wonder if maybe we just need to purge everything. If we just need to purge everything from the line? Yeah, because this is honestly very peculiar. Right, load, unload, yep, and head you across. Here, start, zoom in on this vehicle. We need to make sure that this is working. I mean, what's the point of assigning the Ljubljana to the coal route if this setup just ain't gonna work? All right, so we should see workers populating on here. And we're filling up with fuel first. Completely fair. Absolutely completely fair. Love to see it. As long as we're going to fill up with people afterwards, I have no issues with taking a little bit of time to get the fuel just right. Hey, look at that. It works. It absolutely works. Cracking. Right, that's one sorted. Let's move you over there and ditch that. And we'll copy work orders to you and you. Start. Start. And copy work orders to here. And then it's just this one. Ditch that. And, I don't know. Try doing it in one. Ah, there we go. That seemed to work. That seemed to work in absolute charm. Cracking. Okay, there we go. We should be grand. I think this one may still not actually be working for whatever reason. So let's get you to land. And then we'll erase you from the line in just a second, but we'll worry about that momentarily. Okay, now let me find one of these. Let me find one of these boats. We've got coal ore coming through. Wonderful. That's great. Very, very happy. Obviously delighted that it's finally started up again. See, this is just one of the things that. Oops. This is one of the things that I just wanted to sort over the course of this episode. There we go. Look at that. We're already, what is this, a quarter of the way? That's not a quarter of the way under any circumstances. What's half of a third? A sixth. We're like a sixth of the way through that next boat. Also, the airline production facility is donezo, which is absolutely bloomin' remarkable, I'll say. Okay, let's get that set up. Let's get this set up. And let's make sure that we buy the blueprints. Ooh, do we want a Western blueprint? Oh, absolutely not. 9 tons of steel. That doesn't hold a candle to our... Yeah, to our Soviet Mi-10 cargo capacity ones. It's gonna cost me 4 million rubles for this, though. For this blueprint. I'm not terribly enamored with the reality of taking out another loan. 6.5% rate of interest. It's actually not too egregious. I'll do it. I'll do it because I believe. I'll do it because I believe. Okay. Wonderful. Set blueprints. There we go. And, of course, something which I completely have not factored into the equation is the connection of factory... connections. Yeah, that's not great, actually. That's not great, because there is potential for a connection over this way, but it's dicey. I think I prefer a connection from this angle, to be honest with you. However, that has its own foibles. I've somewhat screwed the pooch on this one, haven't I? Indeed. Indeed I have. Okay, well, let's do the modded crossing. What is it? It's in factory forklift facility. That's the one. Yeah, so we'll do the modded road crossing. The modded road crossing, indeed. Yeah, I did kind of worry that this would be the case. It's just a bit too uneven to really work super well. But we'll get there, I think. We can find a way. No. I do remember this road being a bit of a challenge to connect, actually. It doesn't necessarily need to be connected in... Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely fine as connections go, to be honest. In fact, that's probably better because it's going to give us the flexibility to get a road, yeah, down there, like so. Now, that's cracking. This is the more contentious area over here. Of course, the walkways now do not matter because we are going to be able to bridge over the factory connections anyway. So let's not concern ourselves with that too much. Right. Let's fast forward. Okay, let's wait for this steel forklift to be disappeared, and then we'll ditch that, which will of course. I'm gonna keep this handy because we're gonna need to find this forklift facility and reconnect the forklift facility. That looks good if we can make it work. That's excellent. I'm delighted that we were able to make that work. Cool. All right, let's continue to drag this backwards. Level from center. Again, I know that I'm using dollars where I probably don't necessarily need to. Am I really that bothered? Not when I've got 14 million in the bank. No sir, no siree. I am very, very wealthy, ludicrously wealthy, in fact. And I'm just gonna flaunt it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna let everyone know that I am this unbelievably wealthy. There was a connection there. Hold on. Either way, this is one of our first times using the walkway. Of course, we did do a few bits and bobs with it before. That's got to be connectable, right? It totally is connectable. Walkways are super forgiving, and I'm forever grateful at how forgiving they actually are. Let's not do this. Let's instead do... No. It was there. It was there for a mere moment. Yeah. We maybe do... Yeah, fine. I mean, the angle that you can connect the footpaths at, or the footbridges, I should say, it's not the most unforgiving, but it's there. All right, my forklift, let's have a little look at you. You are heading back to the garage. Which garage are you from? This one. So, is the dry dock is still connected. The dry dock is still connected. That is fantastic. All right, wonderful. Well, I happen to have the foresight to apparently keep a forklift garage spare. So we can pretty much immediately just assign 1, 2, and 3. So we now have a dedicated facility that is responsible for deliveries to the second airplane production line. To be honest, I kind of want to do that again. I kind of want another dedicated... I want another dedicated facility. Oh, excuse me. Oh yeah, these aren't actually connected to anything. Yeah, that's what we call in the business an oversight. That's fine. Not a critical oversight, not by any means, but I also similarly am just not super bothered about fixing it at this moment in time. So instead, I'm just going to use this forklift facility here, and that should be just fine. To be fair, we probably have existing forklift capacity available, but I just haven't done anything with it. Also, I need to keep an eye on the train that's going to the border. You know that big old long train? Yeah, how many motor wagons is it able to pick up? Because there's still a fair number of motor wagons here. Right, any deaths? few deaths. Don't love the fact that there are a few deaths, but that's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to keep an eye on the, I wanted to keep an eye on this train, really, just to see how many it could conceivably carry on any one given journey. It can't be that many, right? That's a fair number. That's a fair number. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna go to... Train is too long for this depot. Okay, well, on the way back... Oh, you're not gonna be able to, are you? Okay, can I sell that? Oh, okay. Discard all the cargo. It's 200,000 rubles. I kind of don't want... I kind of don't want to deal with this anymore. So I'm going to just copy the work orders onto... What? No stops are suitable? No, go here. Wait until loaded. Yes, trains. Even though we can't set trains. And then just go over here. It's ridiculous that we are, you know, still running this original service with all of the flatbed tracks behind it. I mean, that's just not necessary. Something is on fire. It's a train diesel station. It's actually fairly important that we extinguish this. Is there a fire brigade nearby? There is not. Right. Well, that's another conundrum, which we're going to have to wrestle with swiftly, indeed. Fine. I'm not necessarily against setting up a fire facility out here somewhere. The only issue is the placement of such a facility. Although we seem to have nestled an appropriate spot over here. That's pretty good. Yeah, don't mind if I give that a crack. The good news is that there are plenty of workers coming this way, so we should never really have any issues here. We're also going to make sure that we are absolutely certain to buy some fire engines. We don't need any... Fire truck was called and is headed to the fire. Kraken. Yeah, we don't need any of... What the heck? Large aggregate storage 2. That's... Oh. Well, it looks like there's still coal inside it, which is great. Looks like we got our coal back. Nothing of value was lost. We lost a few dollars, but that's about it. Since the start of the episode, I think I've increased the number of dollars in the bank account by like 2 million. Also, what the heck is up with this border here? That is a very squiggly border. Yeah, that's not me, right? I've not been drinking. That's very, very squiggly. Oh well, strange. Right, where's our train? Ah, here it is. No, that's not the one. Where's the other train? Hold on a second. I assigned a second train to this route, and it's disappeared, from what I can see. It's not gone to fill up over here. Oh, it's gone to fill up over here. Dude, come on. Come on. Oh, my lordy. Unbelievable. Okay, I'm not even going to mess around with that. This should have been simple, but clearly I didn't factor into account the fact that the train is only going to be able to drive out and in this direction. It needs to be able to drive out and in this direction. Yeah. Okay, the snow has started. Let's check. Wait until loaded. Yep. Boom. Wait until loaded. Wait until unloaded. Fine. And then once this train is done unloading, I'm just gonna sell. I'm gonna sell this. In fact, actually, I'll just tell it to go back to the depot. Yeah, if it can actually get back to the depot, which I'm not really sure that it can, but whatever. Either way, If we set this train out into the big wide world, then it should, yes, take the exact route that we want it to take. Right, debts are a little high. Debts are a little high, which does say to me that there are some problems, but that's okay. Also, we need to seriously, like, delete all messages. Yes. We need to find some way of filtering messages. There must be a way that I'm just unaware of, where you can filter messages, because this is ridiculous. Like, it's just too... It's too many messages. It's too many flipping messages, that's for sure. Alright. Either way, this is fine. This is fine. Let's make sure we keep an eye on things over here. We've got a decent number of engineers and workers in this facility. Obviously, there's not as many as I would like. Are these trains coming in full? These trains are coming in full. Certainly looks like they're coming in full. Yeah, and that tells me that we need more trains. Look at that. Okay, I mean, this is impressive. 551,000 rubles worth of motor cars on the back here. Cracking. Excellent. Just brilliant. Right. Well, we will keep an eye out on this train as it weaves its way back to the depot. Indeed, I don't even know if it's necessarily possible. So I might just do something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's fine. It's not perfect. It's not perfect because it's gonna be a little bit slow moving. What are you doing, dude? No. What? What? There you go. Okay, you made it in. Second time's the charm. I'm actually going to delete that track because I pretty much immediately regret placing it. Not even necessarily because it would slow things down, you know, too much. It just doesn't really feel super necessary. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right. We can sell this or we can keep it. It's pretty much irrelevant, to be honest, but I guess we'll keep it for now. We have coal ore coming through, which is grand. How's our nuclear stuff doing? Uranium ore is looking fine as anything. Very, very good, in fact. Education still remains a problem. There was also a great suggestion, truly a wonderful suggestion, to do this in the comments, which I very much enjoyed. And we will now be able to absolutely guarantee that our heating plant has got people in it. Also, the fact that we've got a university in that town is great now. We have nowhere near enough nuclear fuel to even bother. Okay, I have told a lie, a filthy lie. We have more than enough nuclear fuel to consider exporting. Yeah. Yep. Okay, how are we going to export this? I don't think that we can do it by helicopter. We could maybe do it by boat. Heavy cargo ship, I believe, can carry containers. I don't think that helicopters can. I'm like 90% that they can't. Can load vehicles on flatbed, 13 tons. How cool would it be to export nuclear fuel by helicopter? I mean, to me, that seems pretty darn cool. How heavy are these things? They're only 4.7 tons. They're only 4.7 tons. I've got to try. I have to try. I am obliged to try this. Although I would like to warn, I do not think that it will work. I do not think that it will work. I think it will be a frivolous and pointless attempt. However, I would love to give it a bash. I'm looking for one of these. Right. Do I want to build this, or do I want to buy it? How close are we to building our own helicopter? I mean, we're not necessarily a million miles away, but we are pretty far away. Also, I think that we're going to need more trains on this route. We just need more workers over here. Like, we are desperate for more workers. Also, there was some pretty disparaging remarks about the double tram train setup. Truthfully, I actually kind of like it. I know that it does sort of slow things down, but, you know, conversely, I think it saves me on electricity. Don't quote me on that. It also feels pretty legit. I don't know why, but I kind of like it. So I'm gonna kind of give it a shot. I don't know how much of a shot I'm gonna give it, but we'll keep doing it for a little while. And if it turns out that it's no good, or yeah, if it turns out that it's no good or anything, we'll rectify it. I'm gonna add 2 additional carriages to each and every train. I say each and every train. I don't really mean each and every train. I mean a couple of trains here and there. I'm gonna add some extra capacity to. That's probably too late. Yeah, it is. Absolutely is too late to... Oh, no. It'll be fine. Is there a fire there? Did I see a fire? Collision, trains cannot pass. Oh, yeah, it's okay. This needs to get added to anyway. That's fine. Yeah, because I suspect that we just have far too many people waiting at the station. Yeah, we absolutely do. This is a disaster. Let's nab, what is it, passenger wagon by 6. And we will set you off on your merry way. And even this train, which already has a single carriage, can come in here and get fitted out with the latest kits. Thank you. Autosave. Coming in at a very inopportune time. Okay, is that everything? No, it's not everything yet. So yeah, a lot of increased capacity here. Frankly, I'm not super bothered at how people get to this train station here. It's just absolutely imperative that they do get to this train station. Like, that's the main thing. Cannot launch? What? There we go. That's fine. Just as anticipated. Not an issue. And we'll nab 1, 2, 3, 4. A few more. Sure, it's funky, it's fresh. I like it. I like it. Maybe that should be the design for all of our trains. Perhaps. But perhaps not. Okay. I think that's all of the trains queued up for extra carriages. And so what are we? We're short of one wagon. As soon as the train gets in, boop. 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 Alright, I think that's it. I think that is absolutely everything. So 716 workers coming in off this train here. That is marvelous. That is truly an absolutely gargantuan number. And we got another 440 coming in off the next one. That's great. It doesn't look like the length is too cumbersome either. 408 workers, that's wonderful. We got 201. So we're clearly not using 100% of the capacity here, but we're using a significant amount of it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. This is far in excess of what we were capable of managing before. You know, before we only used to be able to manage, what, 406, I think? 406 was our usual capacity, because most of the time it was just 2 trams. But this is gonna be a game changer. This is gonna be a game changer. No power supply here. That's somewhat of an issue, actually. How about I stick down one of my tried and tested power-solving solutions. That's right. Nothing that a little bit of renewable energy can't fix. There we go. 2 of those will go a long way. I think that the bug that obscures half the screen whenever a wind turbine would get in the middle of the picture has been fixed. I think it's been fixed. Don't quote me on that, but it certainly hasn't occurred again. which is very nice. Okay, good. And again, we still don't have a power supply. Why on earth do we not have a power supply here? I mean, that is something, truthfully, that I should probably look into with somewhat more seriousness than I'm looking into right now. Yeah. Okay, I mean, that's fine. That's just a few extra wind turbines. That'll definitely help. Definitely help with power supply issues. Yeah, I can't help but feel that we should just have more... We should just have more workers. We should just have more workers everywhere. I can't help but feel that that's something that we should have. Anyway, I'm pretty determined, actually, at this point, that we build our Mi-10 cargo aircraft, right? We build that, and then we try and use this one to transport nuclear bits and bobs. Because, I mean, how cool would it be able to be to say that we, you know, manufactured a nuclear setup and we were able to transport its components with locally made, locally produced helicopters. To me, that sounds very cool. Very, very cool. There's a traffic jam. Oh, yes. How are DATs doing? DATs are doing okay. Not great. They're roughly breaking even. So clearly there's a couple of people on the periphery of the cities that are taking a little bit of a hit here. We have 106 people in Turistovsky that are still living at home. Where's the rest of the people then? It's not, there's a couple in Kolovskaysky. Oh my lordy. There's people that have moved into these flats over here. That's concerning because these flats are pretty bad for people's health. Yeah, let's see if we can rectify this right now with just 2 additional buildings, which I will pay for, but I will be unhappy about it. Okay. Go. There we go. And one more. Okay, I'm gonna regret putting those flats as tightly together as I did, but that's fine. Whatever. Other infrastructure's in the way. Did I build something underground here? I'm pretty freaking certain that I built something underground, didn't I? Apparently not. Okay, I did not build something underground. There we go. Let it snow. Okay, so I have no doubt that this is all going to be within walking distance of all of these flats, which is kind of great. I mean, we need to find something to do with this massive population of workers, because frankly, it is ludicrously large. Let's move everyone out of here. There we go. And then, to be honest, we just need to take a wrecking ball to all of these lovely houses that we built, we paid for, but are unfortunately no longer suitable for habitation. If people want to live in the old style traditional houses that are still around, they can, but they shouldn't, obviously. So I'm just going to demolish all of the big houses that have the potential to cause a massive population issue. So that number is slowly going to reduce. That's great. Now, that doesn't really explain where the rest of the people are. Aluminov is fine. In fact, yeah, dare I suggest there's probably even spare capacity here. Looks grand to me. I think it might be Petrograd, actually, where we have the issues. I've not really invested... Yeah, it totally is. I've not really invested much time, effort, or energy in Petrograd since we had that, you know, extinction level event, which is fine, but it now clearly needs quite a lot of attention. And also, you know, we need to ensure that the chemical plant is working as it should be, because chemicals need to be moved to the nuclear area, ideally by helicopter. But I think, to be honest, that can wait. That can wait until we get the central district up and running. Central warehouse district up and running. Yeah, that's fine. Happy to wait. Krudinovsky's also somewhat of a dilapidated area. Definitely feels like it could do with a little bit of an overhaul. How are we doing in terms of getting the Ljubljana to deliver coal? It's doing a fine job, actually. It's doing a grand old job. Yeah. Can't really complain. I suspect that we are exporting at the speediest speed that we possibly can be exporting at. Yep. Look at that. It's happening. It's happening. And then this other Hercules ship is also going to be loaded, but presumably at a slightly slower speed. Not like it particularly matters. There's not much that we can really do about the speed of the loading anyway. It would be nice if we could increase the rate of loading, you know, up and above whatever it is, 10.5 tons per second, but unfortunately, we cannot. Okay, do we want to sell this Tu-144? Kind of just want to let it sit there, to be honest. There seems to be no reason to do anything with it at the moment. I mean, sure, I could... Heating problem? Excuse me? I could use it to pay off a loan or two, but it's fine. Can I... No, there's no way that I can suppress notifications from here. Yeah, that would be nice if I could, but I can't. Are both steel mills? Both our steel mills are working at maximum speed, which is grand. Mechanical components are also being produced somewhat more slowly than they originally used to be. It's because most of our steel is going towards export at the moment. In fact, the vast majority of our steel is going towards export. But I am absolutely fine with that because it has given me such an inordinately large number of dollars that doesn't matter. It doesn't freaking matter. Not enough workers in tower. Yeah, so this is what we call a problem here. This is what we call a problem, and this problem is entirely caused. This problem is entirely caused by the fact that we just do not have a good cleaning setup here, a good technical services area. Yeah, so let's get one of them. Let's get one of them over here. We'll buy some trucks to go in it as well. Are there any Western trucks that we can use, that we can buy? No. I need to buy way more Western trucks. I'm acutely aware of this. It's pretty embarrassing, to be honest. Plowing speed 50 kilometers an hour. Let's get this truck. I've never got this one before. And we will import with dollars. We'll import fuel. Yeah, so this is hopefully going to make somewhat of a difference. I don't know how far we're going to be able to go up this road. Hopefully quite far. Yeah. So that should theoretically mean that we are going to be able to, in an ideal world, keep this road clean the entire time. Certainly with the fact that these trucks are, I think, top of the range, really, apart from the modded one. We should be able to keep the road clean. We should be able to keep the road clean. 32 workers. Good. Making sure that we have consistent... How many debts, by the way? Yikes. Debts getting a little high. Creeping up there, but should be okay. Yeah. Certainly making sure that we constantly have somebody, anybody in the control tower is very, very important. There's no other way to get people out here, though. I genuinely don't think that there is anything else that we can really do to get people out here. It almost just... I feel like if we just got helicopters, and it would just be way easier. I also wish that I could change the policy and just say, hey, for this airport, you don't need clearance to take off. You know, you just go for it. You just, you know, you give it a crack. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. All right, I'm going to buy another one of these, even though it's probably not super necessary. I'm going to do it anyway because it seems like the right thing to do. given that we are still struggling. Still struggling. There we go. Okay, that's 2,000 meters. Which is going to be literally up and down one single road, but whatever. Yeah, so by the time that the workers actually get to the tower, they have despawned. Which is a tragedy. It's a real tragedy, because that is just delaying tourism transports by another significant chunk, and that's not great. At least we got 32 workers coming through now, which is grand. Yeah, not in love with this. Not in love with this setup, but to be honest, there's not much more that we can really do. Okay, how are things in Stalnoy? Things in Stalnoy are grand. I know that I've already really checked up on this area, but it's good to know that things are working out completely as they should, to be honest. Yeah, I'm happy with this. Iron ore is coming in appropriate quantities, which is grand. Doesn't look like we really need to cross that threshold where we end up purchasing iron ore in at exuberant prices, but it doesn't particularly matter. We must have built that helicopter by now. We gotta check to see if we can do the nuclear exports. Okay, cool. Our very first helicopter. Look at that. What a great visual, eh? What a great visual. We've got our Tu-144 in the background, and then we've got our homemade helicopter. Well, homemade Tu-144, but our homemade helicopter in the foreground. How wonderful. That's great. Excellent. I love it. Right, so let's set a new destination. Destination here. I don't think you're going to be able to load anything, but okay, let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. All right. Let's give it a shot. Did the aircraft over here manage to take off? I don't think they did, but that's fine. Okay. Now, again, I want to stress, I'm like 90% sure that this isn't going to work. I'm pretty certain that we're not going to be able to load nuclear components onto the helicopters, even though I dearly, dearly, dearly hope that I am. And I can just fly a fleet of helicopters from the border to the nuclear facilities. There we go. And down. You know, fundamentally, it is just a very big load to carry. We are filling up with fuel first. Yep. See, it says resources available from the nuclear fuel fabricator. I'm pretty sure it would show here if there was a container that we could pick up. Because it says that it can load vehicles, and even though containers are vehicles, I'm just not convinced. I'm really, really hoping that this is... this is it, but I just don't think it is. Right, well, it doesn't particularly matter. Oh, it does work. Oh my goodness, we can get multiple? We can get 2. Oh my giddy aunt. Okay, all right, well, I'm officially very, very, very excited that we are now making our own helicopters, our own nuclear fuel, and then we're just going to export that. This is a surefire way to be ruble millionaires very, very soon indeed. It's quite a short flight. It probably doesn't need to be done by helicopters, but, I mean, come on. Come on. Come on. It's cool, right? It's cool. It's very cool. Off you go into the distance. I almost feel like it would be better. Oh, by the way, big, brand new, incredible vehicle. It would almost be better if we could get an aircraft to do it. You know, like an Antonov, something, something, something. The problem is, though, there are passenger cargo aircraft. Can they do vehicles, though? I don't know if they can do vehicles. I do have an aircraft mod installed for the, you know, the big one. The biggest plane in the world. The Mira thing. But that clearly doesn't unlock until later. And it doesn't look like these aircraft as they stand carry vehicles? Maybe it's just special ones. Maybe they just don't at all. I just don't know. We've done it again, though. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that this actually carries nuclear components. But not only that, it carries 2 at a time. I mean, that's marvelous. That is absolutely marvelous. Well, rest assured that only, you know, my policy going forward is that only planes that are made at home, that are made here, can be used to transport nuclear components. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stick very strictly to that rule, and we're gonna have to wait until the next helicopter gets built before actually deploying it on a nuclear mission, which I think is actually fairly reasonable. But hey ho, look at that. We are bringing in so many workers, so many skilled workers, just so many workers in general. We're bringing them all in on big long trains. I'm really happy with how this whole setup is working, to be honest. Turistovsky has, I mean, it has well surpassed my expectations in terms of actually, you know, dealing with tourists. It's not the case that we really deal with tourists at all in Turistovsky. Sure, a number of people are involved in, you know, providing hotel services for tourists, but the vast majority of people are working at Kaliningrad, which is wonderful. Okay, there's a thing that I've been thinking about a lot recently. I need to change this. Yeah, you need to go here instead. You need to go. Yeah, you need to go, yeah, you need to go there instead. We, unfortunately, just do not have the space. We do not have the space to keep... There we go. Yeah, we do not have the space to keep flying the helicopters out of the passenger airport, because we've got, you know, like 2 aircraft buzzing in the sky around, and that's just, you know, that's just wasting time, that's just wasting fuel, that's just wasting, most importantly, tourists' time, rather than my personal opinion on the aircraft time. Right, is that it? I think that's it. No, apart from one last group of helicopters, because we set them up in groups of 2. There we go. Boom. Let's go. Let's do it. And very, very happy with that. So, that should be, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aircraft. 6 aircraft should now be able to... Okay. Okay. It's a healthy reminder to not faff around with key infrastructure. Overlaps with existing construction. Does it, heck? There we go. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Electricity problem? Ah, there's always something. There's always something going on, eh? I mean, I could use the, nuclear fuel locally, but it just doesn't seem like a very wise idea. Okay, there's no electricity problem anymore. That's great. We are exporting a ton of iron ore, and yet it's still not enough. We're having to buy in a little bit of extra stuff, but that's fine. Given that we've got, you know, 19 million rubles, I can just about manage. I can just about stomach that. How have we not got... There we go. Kraken. Wonderful. Take these aircraft off. Get them taken off. Get them taken off now. Go quickly. Don't collide, though. Don't collide. Go, 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 go. Okay, fine. Yeah, so definitely getting people out here. Getting people more regularly out to this control tower is pretty imperative, actually. It's very important. Is the line spacing enabled? Yeah, there's line spacing enabled on this line. But I wonder if we just need to get more vehicles on it to ensure that we have a consistent level of service for the tourists. It's not the end of the world, but it's definitely something that I'd like to improve going forward. I'm assuming that the helicopter port isn't going to be overly busy, but again, that might be a little bit of a bold assumption. We're going to have to keep a close eye on that going forward. The hotels are looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Yeah, we have an educated doctor problem here. We also have a hospital capacity problem for sure. I mean, we just have nowhere near enough capacity to treat all of these patients, and I have no idea where the patients are coming from, because frankly, the heat in all of the hotels is absolutely adequate. So I'm somewhat confuzzled by that. But honestly, it's not going to make a difference if we get another hospital. In fact, can I maybe zone one like right in the middle here? It's a pretty interesting idea, this, I think. Do something like this. It works first time. Excellent. That didn't work first time, so there you go. Okay, let's watch that get built. I just want to make sure that we have the option to walk people up here. Right, need staff and doctors. Cool. That's not within walking distance of all of the hotels. Notably, that is not within walking distance of all of the hotels. However, if I connect this up here, then it probably becomes within walking distance of all of the hotels. It absolutely does. 397 meters to connect to this hotel, but it absolutely works. Right, we will buy our ambulances. We're going to buy those ambulances because they look best, apparently. And this is the worker line. It's literally just this train, isn't it? Yeah. There's just one train that we have bringing in educated people at the moment, but that's okay. Patients should no longer go to this facility. Please let us just bring this thing down. Bring the whole thing down. Sell. I guess I could have moved the ambulances across, actually, but frankly, it's okay. Demolish the building. Just take it down so that we have no confusion over where people are supposed to go in the event of an emergency. You know, it sucked to turn up at an empty clinic just to find that there's no way that you can get any level of treatment. We've got an appropriate level of hotness at the Disneyland Ops Hospital. And everything is looking good. The patients are certainly looking more treatable. Maybe that's just from this perspective, but things are looking pretty good. We've got one aircraft that is buzzing around up top, which isn't great. I feel like we could really do with one additional station. And yet we don't really, truthfully, have the space for another parking spot next to the terminal. Which presumably means that this aircraft is just, yeah, it's just burning fuel. It's just burning fuel. And also, there's nobody on board. There is nobody on board, and therefore, it doesn't really matter. But it might have mattered, because there might have been people on board. If you know what I mean. So, there we go. Anyway, let's get this second cargo helicopter set up. What's the fire now? There's a fire. Why didn't I not get notified of the fire? Hold on. Control tower, Kaliningrad? Oh, fine. All right, I'll deal with that in just a second. But for now, this setup here. Wait until loaded. There we go. Cool. All right, just that simple. This control tower, as it turns out, was absolutely not required. So I'm actually just gonna let it rest. Yep. Quite happy with that. We're definitely a quarter of the way through the Ljubljana now. And speaking of the Ljubljana, how's it doing? It's got a full load. It's got a full flippin' load. This is on wait until unloaded as well. How are we doing for coal ore? We're not doing badly. We're not doing great for it either. Certainly, we're still consuming a huge amount of coal. I mean, that is very, very apparent. It is just extraordinarily large. The amount of coal that we're consuming, that is, if I didn't make that clear. Yeah, but it's fine. We're a good portion of the way through the TU-144 as well. Everything seems to be coming up potato. I'm not gonna lie, everything is feeling very, very nice. We are well underway towards repaying all of our ruble loans. We've crested the $20 million mark, which is again somewhat remarkable given our financial position just a few episodes ago. But anyway, we're going to wrap this episode up for now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching this episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. If you've got any comments, please do indeed. Feel free to leave them down below. Thanks as ever to Banana Nana and Aurelio from the $225 plus tier patrons. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.